Hey there guys, so today I'm going to do day number 3 of my Haiti trip. Once again, I'm going to read it out of the book and then I'll add in some videos and pictures if I can find them. I don't know, I should be able to find them. But anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and dive right in, read what I wrote. Okay, so day number 3 I wrote, "Today was an amazing day. I woke up at 5:30 and read the Bible. Around 6:30, I got dressed and ready and then came down to eat breakfast at 7. Right after breakfast, we went to work on the benches. Alexandria came by and I thought we were planning on sharing the gospel with her as a team. But it turned out just being me and another one of the church members that was an interpreter. Okay, so like I said, that our team was going out together and we were sharing the gospel together. So we each had our sections of the tract that we were going to read. Well, I thought we were going to do the same for Alexandria, for my friend. But the pastor said that I would just go share the gospel with her because they were working on the benches still. So I went, just me and the interpreter, and we talked to her, and I was able to do all of the track because everyone else was busy. Well, she accepted Christ and now is my sister. And that was just a very incredible day because it just proved to me that when God is calling you to do something, He's going to do something big. And even if you don't know what that is, you have no idea why He's calling you to do something. It's for a big plan. He's got a plan. So I wrote that I'm overjoyed to know exactly why I came to Haiti. In that moment, I knew exactly why I went to Haiti. And that was for Alexandria's soul. So that was incredible. We finished benches around lunchtime, and then we loaded them up to go to Fort Liberty. We drove to Fort Liberty and stopped by the church and gave them a few things because the benches hadn't arrived yet. So the benches went into a different truck. We stacked them all on top of each other. It was crazy. And then we headed separately to Fort Liberty, the church by Fort Liberty, and the benches hadn't arrived, like I just said, so we gave them packs of toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that to hand to the people who go to the church. So since the benches weren't there yet, we went ahead and went to the fort. Before I proceed, I wanted to mention that we met a young man by the name of Valesily. He was actually the boy, I'm going to call him a boy. He was more of like a teenager. He's probably my age. But he was the one that we were sharing the gospel with in that one house that was out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. He was the one that rejected the gospel. He came to the compound on the 3rd day, and he asked me for my gloves. We were sanding benches, and he asked me for my gloves because I had gloves so that I wouldn't sand my hands because that would hurt. So he asked for my gloves, and I said no because I needed my gloves. I was still using them. And then he proceeded to ask for, I think it was my sunglasses or my hat or something. He kept asking for things, and I had to keep saying no because I didn't really want to give away my hat or my sunglasses or my gloves at that moment because I was using them. He spoke English. We found out that he spoke a little bit of English, so we went back and forth. We spoke the very little Creole that we know, and he spoke the little English he knew. He knew more English than we did Creole, so it was great. But he was able to teach us a little bit of things, so we just started up a conversation. He liked to dance. He asked me and my friend and my other friend, I'm not going to say their names just for safety, but he asked me and my friend for our numbers, and we said no, we didn't give him any information. But I wrote, don't worry, we didn't share anything. So we went to the fort, and we enjoyed the scenery. It was absolutely beautiful. The water is gorgeous. The fort's gorgeous. It was cloudy, though, and it was dark out, and it started to rain, and we could see the rain coming, so we tried to hurry up, and but we ended up getting drenched. It was was pouring. But it was okay. We made it back to the car. We sat in the car for a little bit. The pastor and his wife went ahead and took shelter in the fort because they were not able to get to the car in time. But it was absolutely beautiful other than being poured on. We headed back safely. We went back to the compound. Fort Liberty is quite a drive from the compound, but on the way back we were stopped by the police, and today I'm not even sure why they stopped us, but they had huge rifles, huge, they were ginormous, and it was kind of freaky because the government there is not like, it's kind of corrupt. So we had no idea what they were going to do with us, even though they were police officers. That was kind of scary, but it ended up being okay. When I was writing this, in the process of writing all of this, Alexandria came to the compound, and it was dark out, and she started calling my name very softly. I was downstairs in the dining room, and she just kind of peeked her head in. It was so cute, and she told me to come. And I did, and she introduced me to her sister, Alexandra. And now, at this time, I was calling her Alexandria, because that's what I thought her name was for a whole year. And it was just until this moment that I realized that it was not Alexandria, it was Alexandrie. And I found that out because her sister told me that her name was Alexandra, and that Alexandria's name was Alexandrie. And I was like, oh my goodness, I've been calling her the wrong name all this time. But she smiled, she thought it was funny. So it was all good. Her brother's name was Alexandro. So it was Alexandra, Alexandrie, Alexandro. So I'll always remember that. She was a whole different person. I went to write that she was a whole different person. It was crazy. The night and day difference. No, it wasn't even. It was crazy. That just that morning she accepted Christ, and then now she was like babbling words in English that I didn't even, like, she was spitting out words in English that I didn't even know that she knew, and she had a big old smile on her face, and she was just happy, and it was crazy. Before she was happy, she just only smiled when I smiled at her, and she just, but when she came and visited us, she was smiling the entire time, the whole time, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe that just as quick as that, she was already, like, super happy. It's crazy. I went to write that it's crazy what Jezi Cree can do. Jezi Cree is the Creole word for Jesus Christ. So it's crazy what Jezi Cree can do. And then I went to write that we played Uno, and I won 2 rounds of Uno out of maybe 6 games. We had group time, and that was it. And then I went to write that I was still in awe that Jesus used me to lead Alexandria to Christ, and that I knew why I went to Haiti, and that it was just that clear. It was crazy. So that was day number 3, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.